Hello? Hello? Let me quickly tab back into the game so we're not listening to nothing. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Metaphor. Holy shit, why am I running? Calm down. Welcome back to Metaphor. Oh, don't yawn in my ear, please. We left off about to progress the story by heading to the giant-ass sandworm's nest. And I'm gonna just double check my items real quick to make sure I'm all stocked up before we leave. And we don't have much of that. I don't know if we can buy that here. Oh, my throat. I think the items shop is up here. Every time I hear that woman talk about my group like that, I'm like, aren't you bored of having the same conversation at this point? And then that's the guy we talked to who's like, you know what, it's fine. I may be racist, but not towards you. Yeah, no, they don't sell life-saving medicine here. I feel like I should get more of these, but then I'll be out of money. And that's not ideal. Thankfully, this is an SMT where money you always need to have in abundance. Especially for fights. Like, technically we need money for that one class, but no one's equipped with that class right now. I really hate classes that use money for their movesets. I never use them. I don't think I've, outside of like tutorial necessary times needing to use them, I've almost never used classes that use money. Because the money, I need it so bad. For healing items, you know? Alright, let's have our round table meeting. Oh, don't. Okay, I thought it was gonna all be voice because he spoke that one line, but I guess not. Let's head to Heismay's hideout. The giant sandworm's nest will be next. Okay, so the giant sandworm's nest is that way, and that's where Heismay's thingy is, bases, and then this is a side quest. This is also a side quest that's having a sand flash for some reason. Scary. Considering the distance, we'll need a camp along the way. Are you sure you're prepared? I'm gonna have to be. I don't think it's an option for me to do anything but the story quest. But 2 days is pretty nice. We'll be able to do some virtue leveling up without needing to worry too much about balancing needing to go to a dungeon or quests, you know? I think this trains, what is it, courage. I do think courage is the next thing that we could raise, and I also need eloquence up. We do have that eloquence book, so once we level up our courage to 2, which we will probably do before this trip is over, we'll start reading that book more. I admit I am restless knowing that we're closing in on him now. Stopping the kidnappings works in our favor, but it saves the town too. Sometimes it's best to clear your mind and focus on a single task. Want to hone our weapons? Yeah, I need courage. Oh, it's a whole day task? That's funny. Naturally, it's important to sharpen one blade, but one must take special care of its tip. The tip's more effective when facing off against armored opponents, to pierce gaps in the armor rather than slashing at them. That all said, what's the most important quality of the sword for that manner of attack? I'd say the lightness of the... Well, no, the sharpness of the point, maybe, is what he's talking... Yeah, I guess he wants the sharpness of the point. Now I'll show the sharpness of the point. Phew! The lightness of the blade just makes sense to me because the lighter it is, the easier it is to maneuver. But he kept talking about the point of the sword, so I think that's where he wanted me to go. That's the answer he's looking for. That's right, for gaps in armors, the thinner and sharper the better. My father always said that, and I think of it when doing sword maintenance. I guess the lighter the sword would have also been correct based on that. The thinner and sharper. Stroll's fighting spirit seems even more bolstered now. I feel my courage has increased. Yes. Oh, nice! Yeah! It only took that one turn. Let's go! Courage is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, kindle the flame of thy courage to ignite the hearts of thy people. A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passion may be inflamed. Inflame these nuts. Sorry. For nobles, the sword is ornamental. Still, my father emphasized the importance of its practical use. Indeed, as a child, I was lost around a sword. Learning those lessons back then is how I fight alongside you today. I'm constantly reminded of how indebted I am to my parents. Oh yeah, your dead-ass parents. Alright, and then the next day I'll spend... Oh! Story encounter. Ahoy, you lot aren't gonna believe the view I'm seeing outside. I'm hitting the brakes. Oh, what the fuck? Alright, this is the sand desert place, right? The sandworm's nest. Why does it low-key look like the Antarctic? Oh, what in the... Is that a giant sandworm husk? It can't be. It does resemble a giant sandworm, but I've never heard of one growing to this size. A beast that large could be carved into many great... A beast that large could be carved into a great many servings. My goodness, I don't know why that line took so much effort to read. You're considering how to eat it, aren't you? Come now, your attention is focused on entirely the wrong thing. Cast your gaze downward at its feet and the sand beneath. It's just white sand. Looks like plain white sand to me. Really, use those eyes of yours, boy. See how each grain is clean as air? That means it's glass. Oh shit, that's... Uh-oh. The glass you've seen in the shop fronts of Grand Trad or within the Grand Cathedral is made with magic through a laborious and rather expensive process. You're saying that this glass here was made naturally somehow? Bro, do they not know glass is sand? So this is just... like... Glass is melted sand, so tiny glass shards wouldn't revert back to sand because, you know, it's different. But you can just take sand and melt it and then turn it into this. You don't need to do all the magic. You're saying that this glass here was made naturally somehow? Not quite, for how could that be? For that to happen, this whole area would have had to be hit with a particularly eyebrow-scorching burst of intense heat. Okay, so they do know. How intriguing, perhaps an event of great importance once occurred here, the details of which we are not privy to. At this point, we can only venture assumptions and guesses, but I dare say this is a spot warranting further research. I'll just do some quick jotting in my notes. Sand here is rather pretty. There's a dream-like sparkle to it. Truly, stumbling upon sights like this is the real pleasure of traveling. Certainly took my mind off our forthcoming bounty hunt. Oh, so this is another place that we can give Mario a drawing of. Oh, we got more wisdom though. That's already 2, but could always use more. We got to get up to 5. I believe so. Still have a ways ahead of us. Are you content with your findings? If so, I suggest we make our return. Perfect, I've just finished my drawing. Take it, lad. I trust that you will deliver it into appreciative hands. Alright then, last one back to the runner gets saddled with kitchen patrol. How childish. If it's a contest you seek, then consider the challenge accepted. On your marks. 3, 2, 1. Hey, hold on a minute. I don't want kitchen patrol. Yoink. Another story event? Whoa, now this is not... Now this will not do at all. Gauntlet runner incoming. She's a stylish one though, I must say. Ahoy, crew, I hereby challenge you. Hey, that voice sounds familiar. It does. Hurry on out now before I use my cannon to punch a hole in this heap. I kind of want to say bring it on, but that seems silly. You know what? Bring it on! Let her do her worst. What? And they're already climbing onto the deck from the opposite end? Come on, we gotta go. You ready? Aye, Captain. Oh, it's her. So it... Oh. Join our party, girl. Why are we enemies? Girl, I'm an Elda. What do you mean? Not to pull the race card, but I'm technically more disenfranchised than you. Wouldn't I bring better change? Exactly! Why can't you just join us? I wish we had... what's it called? My goal is to find the One Piece. God, they haven't even started their search for their One Piece, really, have they? I haven't kept up with One Piece, but I heard, like... It was probably over a year at this point that the One Piece manga had finished its, like... A lot of people were calling it a prologue, a lot of calling it was the first part, and then they're heading into the last arc. I'm not clear, but it seems like they're starting to finally look for the One Piece, and shit to actually have come together. I don't know. All I know is it's been over 1,000 chapters. Well, no, I think it's over 1,000 episodes, but a lot less chapters because there's a lot more filler for the anime. But it's gone on so long that there's a remake happening and they still haven't found the One Piece or even gotten clues like that to the One Piece. So I'm just curious as to what's been happening. I want to get into it, but I don't like the art style. I really don't like the art style. It sucks. I tried getting into it. I got like several episodes in past the first couple arcs. But the art style just wasn't doing it for me, and then there was the art style change, and it looks even worse now. Finally ending because they're swapping from weekly release to... Well, yeah, that was the most recent thing, but I think when it comes to the manga, I heard a while back that the arc of, like, what they've been building up until that point to finding the One Piece, and now they're finally going to start finding the One Piece. This is all secondhand knowledge, and One Piece fans on Twitter aren't very good in communicating their points, is what I'll say. But I do know the season 1 joke. Legally, they've made progress to finding the One Piece after 1,170 episodes. After a remake announcement, honestly, the remake looks decent, but I still don't like the art style. I don't know, I know the story's supposed to be really, really good, and I know the story is supposed to make up for the art. But every time I see a woman from that show, I physically recoil. It just does not do it for me. But how they're taking some time to do a battle against the B-Big, and then we assume after that they find it and it ends. Oh, okay, so it was... They're seeming to end into their final arc. High highs and some low lows story-wise. Yeah, speaking of lows, that... The one and only One Piece movie I've watched was the one where they went to that island, and there was a bunch of indigenous caricatures. I was like, oh! Yeah, women in it are not really characters. Yeah, I hear Nami's supposedly really good and Robin's really good. Also, a lot of people like Yamato as well. But I don't know. I don't know if their stories can make me look past the way they're all built exactly the same and have no organs. Like the men, like if the men were built in a similarly cartoonish way, that would make sense. I'd say the only equivalent is somewhat Sanji, and then the super exaggerated buff characters as a joke. I wouldn't even say... I forgot his name. The dude with the long nose. He just kind of looks like similar to Luffy. They've all got... They're either skinny with big booba or short and big, or they're fucking that one giant meatball of a woman from that really beginning arc. The villain pirate lady they fought against. It's been years since I watched it, and I really didn't get that far. The maximum I'd say is 60 episodes, and that's probably pushing it a bit. But there was the arc where they, in the real early stages of One Piece, where they were fighting that one giant lady, and I was like, you have to hate women on some level to depict them like this, I feel. Just the contrast. Meanwhile, you look at the men, and they have such diverse body types in a way. I don't know. I'm too woke. It's cursed me. case of if already 1,100 plus episodes in, I might as well complete it, but I never recommend people get into it. It's a slog, even if you enjoy it. Yeah, and I hear when people recommend it, they recommend probably reading the manga instead, and then just picking up where at the most recent anime episode, because apparently there's a lot of filler. Me personally, as someone who grew up watching Naruto and watched all the filler, I don't particularly mind it, because I didn't think there was some really bad Naruto filler, but I don't think a lot of the Naruto filler was bad. I liked how some of it was like AU situations, some of it was like character exploration. I think shonen fans were just mad at all the Naruto filler because they just wanted a lot of action and Naruto saying believe it, and that was entertainment to them. Yeah, the remake is pulling in FMA Brotherhood where they beat the visuals and cut out the filler, but I don't care what's happening with that. Yeah, at least the One Piece anime has the benefit of not going full FMA Brotherhood and like writing a whole different ending, you know? But yeah, if they're cutting a lot of the filler, I feel like it'll eventually catch up to the main anime as well. I imagine the main anime will be continuing by the time the remake catches up, unless they're also doing that in a seasonal way. Because when you hear One Piece remake, you're like, oh, they're going to do the whole weekly thing again. But, you know, if they're doing the seasonal thing with the main anime, they're probably going to do that with the new anime as well, which will also prevent it from catching up. Anyway, let's actually... Oh, I forgot. You're a mage, and I'm a healer. Someone did the math, and if you combine Naruto and Shippuden, it's like 39% filler. See, that's not... I mean, that's a lot of filler, but that's not too bad. It's probably less than One Piece, I think, based on what I saw. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Stop it. Hold on. I keep accidentally pressing the buttons on my phone. Yeah, only 11% filler. Yeah, I'm seeing different numbers though. Some places are like over 100, some places are under 100. I just looked it up on my phone real quick. But yeah, One Piece is less filler, both number-wise and percentage-wise, but also I think Naruto combined has less than 600 episodes. So in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? I don't count Boruto as Naruto at all. I don't like it. I don't think anyone likes it. I mean, 100 episodes of filler from 110 episode series, roughly 10%, so that sounds right. Yeah, but they were, the stat they were using was like, One Piece has 700 episodes right now, and X amount of filler. So it was like a stat from a while ago. I imagine they haven't been doing filler for a while. I might have just misread what I read. Let me just double check. Yeah, this one says 94 episodes. This one says 102. This article's from October 9th. This should be the most recent statistic, probably. Oh, damn. 1084 was filler? They have been doing filler recently. That's funny. Can this article give me a total number of filler episodes? It just listed all of the episodes which were filler. It didn't give me a total number of filler episodes. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how many total. But I imagine it's around 10-11%, so maybe 100 plus. I'm going to take the 94 number to mean that that post was posted a couple years ago. So less than half filler Naruto has. You're weak to fire. I don't imagine you're weak to blaze. You might be resistant. Yeah. Okay. Light, I imagine you're just regular on. Yeah, so we're gonna wanna fire you up. I wish I was a mage instead of a healer right now. I forgot to change. Articles do math challenge impossible. Bum 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 bum. But yeah, I think what One Piece does is the Dragon Ball method of extending fights a lot, which is why there's so many more episodes compared to chapters. Which in a way is sort of filler, if you think about it. I'm not an authority on One Piece though, so I wouldn't know. I don't think it's bad and I don't hate it, I just can't get past the art style. And I do appreciate a lot of what it's been doing, like it's been radicalizing a lot of young people in a good way. Like Luffy's teaching a lot of people that they actually deserve better than how they're being treated by not only the people around them, but like the people in power. So I don't really have flack for One Piece. I just wish the women looked normal. And maybe then I would partake. You're not very strong, are you, girl? It is goated for the trans representation, though. Got her! Not that you having a laugh. Okay, so she was supposed to have a heavy accent. I can tell just from that line she was meant to have a heavy British accent. But yeah, I still want to get you up to double digits and then we'll go back to magic maxing. Can you get your agility up to 10, girly? That would be beneficial for everyone. What did I miss? Oh, damn it. Unbelievable. Well, it turns out you're a real force to be reckoned with. You too. You're quite the force yourself. Of course I am. You even realize how much I train? But I'll say something about that power of yours. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know whether to be shocked or awed. And yet, here we both stand together again. To tell it true, I was surprised when I saw you at the opening ceremony. I never knew you had kingly ambitions. I want power. It's complicated. It's not like that. There's some complex circumstances having to do with that. A long story, is it? Well, I'd ask, but maybe now's not the time, eh? My aim is simple. I want to help the Parapists. We're a poor lot, generally speaking. Not a lot of options for work, if there's any to be had at all. A good lot of us wonder if we'll even be able to afford our next meal. Not something we've got in common with other tribes. I watch my tribe struggle in an endless cycle of misery, and we can't even break out on our own. Now that anyone can wear the next crown, I'll put my life on the line to make it my head that does. And once I do, I'm going to put a bounty on every rich and greedy bastard this country's ever known. Based. Well, it's not half bad, no? We knock them off their mounds of money and use that to raise the poor up. Everyone would be working together to bring those bounties and the ones that do get riches and glories. Not a bad idea. I just want to know how you'll judge this, you know? You know what? Full sail. Not a bad idea. I admit it's not a bad plan. Isn't it? I'm a genius, I know. There's this Clemmer who's been sort of the brains of the operation. Real brainy type, but he's nice enough. He's the one who suggested I take the throne. Said it would benefit my tribe, so I should take a crack at it. Oh, I think she's being manipulated. Why does she have metal panties, though? I just noticed. What the fuck? Hello? That can't be comfortable. He's the one who pushed me to enter the race. He doesn't want people making fools of the Parapists, and he shed a real tear for us. I suppose not every Clemar's rotten to the core. Why does she have metal panties? Tell me, what are your plans for the crown? I'll tell you if you win. I'm willing to tell you, if you manage to beat me. Is that how it is? Now I really want to know. I'm gonna make you talk, so you better be ready for next time, okay? I'm not yielding either. The future of the Parapists is at stake. I started with nothing but the clothes on my back, and I'm only where I am today by the strength I've earned and the blood on my fists. Now I'm ready to take on the world. I sense Katharina's spirit of rivalry and her faint faith in me. Bond up? Yeah! This is mad cost of studying the brawler. No, I'll be seeing you. Don't take a beating before then, because I plan to be the one who delivers on that promise myself. Oh, okay. Damn, where'd I get all that money from? Damn, and that took the whole day, too. No time to read a book. Oh, which one's that? That one's wisdom. I could... They're both wisdom. Yeah, I'll talk to Hulkenberg. Let's wisdom it up. Also, are we only ever gonna have 3 party members? Because it feels like we can have more just based on the screen alone and based on the battle screen. But I guess maybe it's 3. I don't know, in SMT you can have 4, I think. I don't remember about Persona 5. It was either 3 or 4. Alright, let's up my wisdom. I've been thinking about Haizme, scoundrel though he may be. He was once a knight. I must put a stop to his crimes. I am rather restless. What shall I do with myself now? Ah, right. 'Tis true that they're no substitute for actual battle, but tabletop games are fine tools for learning strategy. Oh, we could play a tabletop game? I bet she'll kick your butt at it. But do you want to play against Hulkenberg? Yeah, I'll kick her ass. She won't kick my ass. We're gonna play Battleship. Oh, that takes me back. As a younger woman, I was utterly addicted to the game. A Battleship? Battleship's good. Oh, it's chess. Damn. If that's how you plan to make your advance, then... Can't make any more moves. That's the match. She just put it in the middle of the board. I learned quite a bit from that match. I believe we would both benefit from continued practice. This game affords me the opportunity to visualize strategies all on my own. What if an enemy came at me from such an angle? How would I retaliate? And so on and so forth. I once failed in my duty to protect His Highness, the Prince. At that time, I was but a novice, a new addition to the Royal Guard. I lacked the experience needed to properly assume the role. 'Tis for that reason I now train both my body and mind so thoroughly as I have vowed to never let such a thing occur once again. You've endured so much pain, my queen. Endured so much pain in your past. It has made me into who I am today. I reflect on those days often, yet I realize I must face the future if I am to ever truly step forward. As said, 'tis quite the pleasure to speak so freely with you. I find comfort in knowing that I may share my feelings with a compatriot. We find success in this endeavor and create a country where all can truly live equally. I hope to serve as a knight captain, passing down what knowledge I can to a new generation. I will speak not just of tactics, but of all my experiences on this journey, my victories, and of course my failures too. And in doing so, I would see the Royal Guards elevated to new heights, I hope. You can do it! If anyone can do it, it's you! Oh, if anyone can do it, it's you, Hulkenberg! Took the words right out of my mouth. Well, should such a starry-eyed wish come true, I shall tell them of you, our captain. Such a position is certainly not one most could adapt to, much less succeed in, given the circumstances of our fight. And I must say, you wear the role well. 'Tis hard to believe it's your first foray into such responsibility. Perhaps you've a natural talent for it. Well, to call it talent is a disservice. No, whatever higher calling you have, I can only be as I am now because of you. Nar, you're exaggerating. No need to exaggerate. That was certainly not my intent. After all, was it not you and Gallica who set the cogs of this journey in motion? There's some significance to you being captain. You have my gratitude. After crossing proverbial swords with you, I feel that I am one step closer to realizing my dream. Yippee, more whizzy! We're close to halfway through wisdom to get it to level 3. We're about to be smart as fwick. Now then, shall we continue our discussion on tactics? There are some blunders you can avoid next time. For example, when a piece moves here, you should... Hulkenberg and I dueled on the board for a while. Damn, everything's in a sand flash. Yeah, that was on purpose, wasn't it?
賞金首を見事に捉え、名声を得ることができるのだろうか。
Hope we have goggles so that the sand doesn't get in our eyes and scratch our corneas. But there's no sand around.
天候ならオオスナムシは寝静まってるって話よね。
そういえば、具体的にどんな姿なんだ？料理された幼虫はちらっとだけ見たんだが。
あれが管状にどんどん長くなっていくんだ。たまに大きく育ちすぎて手に負えなくなる個体が出る。
想像したくない。その巣穴で暮らしてるなんてどんなもの好きなの？
Maybe he's a worm himself.
今、
動物の声だ。一匹じゃない。寝静まってるはずだろ。
おい、どういう。
これもしかして。
こいつか。どうなってる？話が違うぞ。
というか、オオスナムシじゃない。この異様な見た目はまるで
人間。おとなしく返す気はなさそうね。
It sure looks. Why has it got handprints all over it? Is that hand trying to break out?
聞いてた話と違うじゃない。どうなってんの？
Ew, why has it got gold teeth too? I